We believe that marriages are made in heaven. However, things have changed on the grounds. All people want that love of a lifetime, but practice shows that this kind of scenario is a rare exception to a harsh reality. People have started to get divorced more often in Europe and get married less often within the last 5 decades. In fact, in one of the surveys in Europe, people have started to marry 2 times less and get divorced 2.5 times more within 50 years. Here is the list of 9 pieces of research that shows the unexpected things which result in divorce. Or 9 unexpected things that show a marriage won't last long. Number 1. The number of smiles in their childhood photos. Psychologists conducted various tests to check if it is possible to predict divorce from childhood and youthful photos. Scientists looked at pictures from a college yearbook and rated the intensity of smiles on a scale of 1 to 10. Nobody rated 10 was divorced and every 4th person got divorced among the frowners. The results show that people who look gloomy in photos get divorced 5 times more than those who smile. Number 2. The emotional tone of voice. A computer algorithm can predict the success of a marriage, with an accuracy of 79%, using only the tone of the spouse's voices when communicating with each other. Scientists observed the conversations of more than 100 couples and watched their marital status for 5 years. It turns out the intensity, pitch, jitter, and shimmer can indicate strong emotions. What you say is not the only thing that matters, how you say it is also very important. Number 3. Opposite sex colleagues. According to Danish researchers, people who work mostly surrounded by members of the opposite sex get divorced 15% more often. The result of this issue received on a larger scale when the scientists studied all the couples in Denmark, who got married from 1981 to 2002. Later, they came to know that 100,000 of them have already gotten divorced. Number 4. Mother's upbringing. It is observed that women file for divorce more often. There could be many reasons behind it, one of them being couples do what they have seen their parents doing, especially their mothers. Sociologists studied the behavior of 7,000 people. They found out that if a mother got into a new relationship, then their adult kids would behave the same. Number 5. Ignoring conflicts. These seem innocent at first sight, but it's actually a very dangerous behavioral strategy in practice. It might lead to the end of a marriage. Just imagine that you feel that you are ready for a hot debate on an issue that has been annoying you for quite a while and your partner suddenly stops supporting the conversation. It might seem that spouses can manage to keep the peace by doing this, but that's wrong. Though debates and quarrels are not the best part of communication in general, they still help you work through things. They are needed to figure out unresolved issues. If one keeps ignoring these situations, more and more frustrations go unresolved. Number 6. A husband's negative attitude toward his wife's friends. Scientists observed the relationship of 373 couples with over 16 years of marriage experience. It turned out that 46% of couples had divorced by their 16th year of the marriage, and oftentimes the husband's criticism of his wife's friends in the first year of their marriage predicted that break in the future. According to scientists, this is due to the fact that relationships between women and their friends, which are characterized by emotional closeness and support, last longer, while male friendship more often depends on joint activities. Accordingly, it is easier for men to change the circle of their communication and more difficult to come to terms with their wife's friends, who they find unpleasant. Number 7. Newlyweds' excessive affection toward each other. Psychologist Ted Houston studied 168 couples within 13 years of their marriages. The couples who got divorced 7 or more years afterward demonstrated almost 1/3 more affection toward each other than spouses in more successful marriages. Expert Aviva Pats said, "Believe it or not, marriages that start out with less Hollywood romance usually have more promising futures." Number 8. Poverty and unemployment. It is definitely not easy to maintain relationships in difficult situations. The relationships in these families stop more often than in financially stable families. People think the system acts in a draconian way to take money out of the pockets of men. The reality is that most separated and divorced guys are on such low incomes, they pay very little toward the well-being of the mother and their children. Number 9. Narrow bed. Spouses should sleep separately or on a very wide bed for their mental and physical health, to get good sleep, and for a healthy environment in the family. Scientists studying sleep problems have found that 30 to 40% of couples sleep in different beds. And that's actually good because poor quality sleep can lead to divorce. Therefore, if you want to keep your relationship strong, make sure you sleep well. At the end, we are happy to know your opinion. Please write it on the comment and don't forget to subscribe in the channel.